Check the description for the following discount codes. Today we're going to take a quick peek at some very blue silicone accessories for our Oculus Quest 2s. Now these were sent over to me from a company who on Amazon are listed as X Super Home. It's some random Chinese brand, we obviously know that already. But on the packaging, the website is actually oculuskits.com. You can buy direct from the website, but I think it's a Chinese website, so Amazon, for the rest of us, obviously is going to make a lot more sense, isn't it? Now, there's two kits they've sent me over here. There's the one for the controllers, which obviously, as you can see, is a nice silicone, grippy sleeve that goes over the bottom, and then the adjustable strap that goes down the back there. Now you can see it's got all these little sort of raised bits, and you can adjust it by popping them in and out of this piece here and then tucking any leftovers in under there. And that works absolutely fine. Holds it on my hand. It's quite easy to adjust. You do it with your hand out of the controller. If you do it with it in the controller, it makes it a bit more fiddly. The sleeve, the sort of grippy sleeve itself, just slides up and over and sort of clips itself in at the top there, and that works just fine. It's not in the way of any of the buttons. In fact, all these products here, the cutouts for the buttons and everything, literally all line up absolutely perfectly, and the same on this, which we'll look at in a minute, where all your sensors and that are. So the fit is really good. Everything lines up perfectly. They're very snug. They don't slip around. They don't fall off. Do they give you extra grip? Yeah, they do give you extra grip. So if you need extra grip, then that's a plus. This side strap here, I'm not a fan of these other than on the Valve Index controllers anyway. I don't know if it's just my hand shape or maybe the way these aftermarket ones fit, but I'm just not a fan of them. I mean, look, you can see it works absolutely fine. But for me, it just kind of pulls the controller sort of slightly on a twist and doesn't quite sit. I'd almost want it a bit further forward, like over my fingers. I mean, and that does work as well. But for me, they just don't sit quite right in the hand. It's not a problem with these ones specifically. It's just the way they fit on these controllers and other ones that I've tried as well. As I say, the Index ones, they fit just fine with no problem. But they were they were built like that from day one, whereas these are, of course, add-ons. But it isn't a problem specific to these ones. It's just my hand shape and size, I guess. So the way these, the other thing, of course, is you've got a little D-pad, thumbstick cover that goes on the top there as well. Again, it's got a grippy surface, grippy texture to it, just like the side here does. So it gives you a little bit of extra grip on the thumbstick should you need it, and makes the overall sort of diameter and surface area a little bit bigger as well. It's funny, when I open the packaging and I see, here it is, not on the thing, I see a pair of these in this little bag, and they instantly reminded me of earphone covers, and I was like, why have they sent me earphone covers? And it took me a couple of minutes, once I was sort of getting everything out and putting it all on, to realise that they were thumbstick covers, because there's no documentation with any of this. There's no instructions on how to fit anything. And that's a good point. I'll actually take this all off in a minute so you can see how it fits, because it took me a few minutes to figure out, particularly this side strap, how you attach it to your controller. But we'll look at that in a minute. So here's the individual parts, because obviously I've got one for each controller. That is the strap. They are all made of the same sort of silicone. This end piece here is actually what goes inside the battery cover of your controller, where your normal lanyard would be. So it's quite, it literally goes in place of that, and then there's a hole at the bottom there that you put their lanyard through. So pretty simple, really. So yeah, there's those two bits, and there is, of course, the earphone cover, as I thought it was, and then this is the actual grip itself. Again, all made of the same silicone, available in a variety of colours. What we've got: black, blue, red, white. If I'd have bought these, I probably would have just gone white, to be honest. But they feel reasonable quality. I've twisted and pulled them around a fair bit, and they haven't torn or split or anything like that. So that seems fine. So that's the grip and the straps. That is, so that comes in one package. I believe, on its own. Let me just have a quick check. Yes, and that's $17.99 for these bits you see here. Which, reasonable money, to be fair, for what it is, but you know, that's what it costs. And then we've got the next kit, the next bag that came, and that came with this blue skin that you put over your Quest 2. And again, everything does line up perfectly. Even the two holes underneath for the microphones are in exactly the right place. Power button, holes on the side for your USB-C and your headphones. They're all, so it fits perfectly. There's no complaints there at all. Now, in the US on Amazon, you buy this skin and it comes with silicone cover for your facial interface, which I'll whip off in a minute, and a pair of lens covers. Now, in the UK, for some reason, the kit comes without the skin. I just can't, on Amazon, there's not a kit that has the skin that covers the Quest on there. So, in the UK, you'll get your lens covers and your facial interface silicone cover, and that's $14.99. In the US, you get the same kit, but with this outer skin, and that's $29.99 in dollars, of course. So whatever that would be, maybe 25 quid, 24 quid, something like that. I'll link these in the description because they're actually decent. If you want a cover for your Quest 2, it's a bit like mobile phone covers. You're either a mobile phone cover user or you're not. I don't use covers on my phones, and I won't use this cover on my Quest either. But if you're the sort of person that does want to protect, you know, your phone or your Quest in this case, it fits well. The silicone feels decent quality. It's all right. And again, the same for the grips. They work just well as well. So I will link these all in the description, UK and US. So the last thing we want to look, well, the lens covers are lens covers. They just pop on, and they are two joined together like that rather than individual ones, which I guess makes them a bit quicker and easier. They're marked left and right as well. And in fact, these straps are also marked left and right. You can see that one says right on it there. And I probably don't need to show you this, but I'm going to. That one says right on there as well, so you can't get that wrong either. So yeah, lens covers. Let's pop the facial interface off, and I'll just show you a little bit of a close-up of that. Again, everything fits really nicely. No issues whatsoever. And this, of course, comes with a nose shroud. And for me, of course, this is totally face shape dependent. For me, this nose shroud actually removes the remaining light leakage that I do get using the standard Oculus facial interface, which is, of course, what we've got covered up here. So for me, I always think I look like I'm wearing a scuba mask when I do this. For me, that actually fits really well and gets rid of that last little bit of light leakage. Now, silicone, of course, is going to make you sweat more. Silicone is not breathable. So you only buy a silicone cover if you want one that you can wipe down and you don't mind the extra sweat that it will produce. Personally, probably won't use that. I'm still a fan of, wherever the hell it's gone. No, I can't find it. Is it the ALVR one? AMVR one. I'm still a fan of this, apart from the stupid orange plastic, which I'm still yet to paint because you get that orange hue come through. For me, again, this is a nose shroud. This blocks out all the light leakage completely as well, and it just feels a little nicer than what the silicone does. It's PU leather, so polyurethane plastic. Still, pardon me, still sweaty. Oh, it's funny, someone mentioned in the comments the other day how I always seem to burp halfway through a video. It's like a trademark. And I said to the guy in the comment, I drink too many fizzy drinks. What's funny is I've just burped. I haven't had any fizzy drinks today, so I have no idea what that is. Maybe I burp more than I realise in real life, which is why there's always one in every video, like a little trademark. Anyway, sidetracked. So yes, if you want a silicone cover, this feels just nice. It's soft. It's fine. There's no problem at all. It fits really well. And the other thing people always say is, Carl, you never actually put anything on when you're demonstrating these things in the videos. I mean, I've just shown you that, so I don't know whether do I need to put it in the Quest and put the Quest on my head? You know, it's just the standard facial interface. The shape hasn't changed, so it's going to fit just as well. And like I always say to these people, unless your head and face shape is identical to mine, how it fits me like is completely meaningless because it may not fit you in the same way that it fits me. But I will demonstrate things on my face, look, if you like. And in fairness, I demonstrated that on my hand. So for the people that like to see me wear these items like a fashion parade, there we go. I'm wearing them for you. Right, so what else have we done? So yeah, we've done that. That's, to be honest, everything here is actually pretty decent. It all works well. The silicone feels decent quality and it's soft and it fits well. So I can't really complain about anything. So let's just show you how to remove this, because as I say, there's no instructions and it can be a little fiddly. So let's remove the lanyard first. I mean, that's the easiest thing to do. I say that, it'll be really fiddly. Because I had to figure, it's not, you know, it's hard holding things up in the air to the camera for you to see. But so you undo it and your lanyard just comes out of the little hole. Obviously, we all know how to do that. That isn't complicated, Carl. Then we'll just undo this strap here. Again, everything's made to be snug. So, especially doing it up in the air like this, it's a little fiddly. In practice, if I set it down on my lap and do it like that, it comes off in 2 seconds, but that's because it's not floating in the air. So what you're left with then is the strap, as I mentioned, the sort of rounded bit there, a bit like a bicycle brake cable actually, just goes in the battery cover inside here. But to get it in, you have to first feed it through the actual grippy bit. So we'll just undo that little bit there, which then frees up this, and peel this back. And what you'll find is it may even be easier, I found it easier to have it sort of half peeled back like that. It's a bit like putting a condom on for the first time, putting on a rubber Johnny, you know, it's just awkward and embarrassing as well. So you can then feed the strap through the hole in the bottom like that. And if we pop the battery cover off, which is also quite snug, you can see it just fits in the bottom there and you pop it out like that. So that's how you fit it. Put it through your controller Johnny first, then slot it in the bottom and make sure you have it rotated the correct way. If your strap obviously wants to go up and be in like this. So make sure when you put it in the controller, it is going to loop round the right way and it's not going to end up twisted to get it where you need it to be, because I did it the wrong way the first time, which is what I know. So that is probably the end of my review of all these fine silicone products. I suppose, yeah, I can't be asked, but this also just slides on. You pop your, no, I can't be asked. It's a bit lazy of me if I don't show you, isn't it? It's not complicated. So I feel like I don't need to, what's the phrase? Don't need to teach people what to suck eggs or whatever the hell it is. I don't need to show people how to do things that are easy, because we can all do them. So you pop your strap clips off the side, and then again, it's going to be a bit hard in the air. You stretch the silicone up and over the side, and it just peels off like that. So that's how that's attached. Again, same silicone as everything else. And of course the same, I may as well show you this as well then. This just peels off like that as well. Hello. So, yeah, there's my review of all these fine silicone products. The links will be in the description, US and UK. If you want a cover to protect your Quest, if you want some extra grippy covers, if you want straps that hold into your hand like the Knuckles controllers on the Index, if you want a silicone facial interface cover and some lens covers and thumbstick covers, then I can recommend them. The quality seems fine, the fit and finish is fine, and they do exactly what they're supposed to do. So, thank you very much for watching, and as always, take it easy.